Cool. So my first question is, how has technology impacted your field?
Well, for me as a graphic designer, before I could use a Macintosh, I had to do everything cut and paste, trial and error, making screens. The computer has allowed me to do a lot of my processes a lot more quickly, a lot of working through sketches, and I still make my end pieces physically, but it's really sped up a lot of things. It's accelerated a lot of things. And you know, beyond that, in terms of connecting with my audience, the internet's allowed me to have, you know, a relationship without any sort of mediation with my audience. Before, I'd have to deal with galleries, I'd have to deal with stores, I'd have to deal with whatever. Now I can just put whatever I want out there and connect directly with people. We're doing an interview. Yay. All right. So, you know, there's so many different things that are really useful, but, you know, even just being able to send files to people, high res, and get approval on things quickly. It's really made working as an artist and designer much more efficient.
So now, one of the things that's happened in the last decade or so is that graffiti has become much more mainstream, and a lot of kids have both the technology in terms of Photoshop and also the technology in terms of spray paint. How has that been impacting your field, and what are you seeing that do?
Well, you know, I think that it's great that the internet's allowed people to find out about street art and graffiti all over the world. I still think that the visceral connection to a physical piece on the street is much more powerful than seeing it through a computer screen. So I love, you know, going out there and actually doing it and having somebody have a chance encounter with it on the street, even though I can share imagery with technology. But what I do think is a great, you know, secondary connection with a work, if you don't see it firsthand on the street in whatever city, is seeing it documented and, you know, seeing it through the internet. So, you know, I think the only downside is that a lot of street artists used to have to actually just be incredibly prolific in order to get anywhere, and so there was a work ethic with it. Now I think the internet's allowed people to become mini celebrities in the street art or graffiti world more quickly, and you know, I'm just a fan of that blue-collar work ethic of I'm willing to take the risks and put the work in, and those are the people I admire the most. But there's pros and cons to everything, and I think for the most part, the technology has really helped the culture spread and helped to inspire a lot of people to participate.
Awesome. So for kids today who are looking to do what you do, what's one piece of advice you could offer them?
The piece of advice I'd give to anybody that wants to do street art is develop a style that will stand out from the rest of it. Don't be afraid of being arrested, and don't give up, because it's an ephemeral art form and people might disrespect what you do, but if you believe in what you're doing, you just have to be tenacious, and eventually people will recognize the merit of what you're doing.
Awesome. Shepard, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, my pleasure.